Hello, insightful Scorpio. July 18th, 2026. Arise with a quieter kind of momentum, inviting you to notice what has already begun shifting beneath the surface instead of rushing towards something new. Your intuition may feel unusually vivid today, as though hidden currents are gently revealing patterns that were once difficult to see. Rather than asking you to force change, this energy encourages you to loosen your grip on responsibilities, expectations, or emotional stories that have already fulfilled their purpose, creating room for a more authentic version of yourself to emerge. If you've been holding on to old disappointments, unanswered questions, or attachments that quietly pull your attention backward, this may be the right moment to acknowledge them with compassion before letting them drift away. In matters of the heart, whether you're nurturing an existing relationship or opening yourself to someone new, trust is more likely to grow through honesty than urgency. You don't need to reveal everything at once, but allowing genuine conversations to unfold naturally can deepen connection while honoring your need for emotional security. Throughout the day, balance remains your greatest guide, helping you listen to both your instincts and the people who sincerely care about you. The rhythm surrounding you now feels steady rather than dramatic, echoing the patient wisdom often associated with the Knight of Pentacles. Progress may not arrive with loud announcements, yet every thoughtful decision and every small accomplishment quietly strengthens the foundation beneath your future. Even if part of you still wonders about opportunities that slipped away, today's energy reminds you that what is unfolding in the present deserves just as much attention. Keep your heart open to subtle signs of movement, because meaningful progress often reveals itself in quiet ways before it becomes obvious. The message for today is simple but powerful. Release what has become too heavy to carry. Trust the quiet wisdom within you and allow life to unfold one intentional step at a time. The path ahead may reveal unexpected opportunities, not through sudden miracles, but through the calm confidence that comes from knowing yourself more deeply. As with any astrological reading, take what genuinely resonates with your own experience and leave behind what does not. Every person's journey follows its own timing, and your choices remain the greatest influence on the direction your future takes. In the moments ahead, we'll explore how these themes may be reflected across different areas of your life, including love, finances, health, and family. Before we continue, today's symbolic numbers are 18 and 27, gentle reminders of transition, inner completion, and the courage to step into a new emotional chapter. Your symbolic color is deep burgundy, a shade often associated with quiet resilience, emotional maturity, and transformation. Wearing it today can serve as a personal reminder to stay grounded in your own strength while remaining open to the subtle opportunities that may quietly present themselves. One theme worth paying close attention to is the tendency to let one part of your life color every other experience. Emotional concerns can sometimes influence the way you see your work, while professional stress may quietly spill into your closest relationships, even when those areas are healthier than they appear. Before drawing conclusions, pause and ask yourself whether you're responding to the present moment or to emotions that belong to an earlier chapter. Your determination is one of your greatest strengths, but today it is most powerful when directed with clarity rather than intensity, allowing your energy to support what truly matters instead of becoming scattered across too many competing concerns. Your determination has carried you through challenges that many people never fully see, and that quiet resilience deserves to be recognized. Even so, love asks something different of you than ambition does. Genuine connection rarely responds to pressure or perfect timing. Instead, it tends to appear when you create space for honesty, emotional presence, and the willingness to receive what cannot be controlled. If you find yourself trying to make a relationship unfold according to your expectations, consider whether you're pursuing certainty more than connection. Someone may not yet be emotionally available, or their life may still be entangled with unresolved chapters that have little to do with you. That doesn't diminish your worth, it simply suggests that every heart follows its own rhythm. For now, protecting your emotional energy may be wiser than trying to convince someone to meet you where they are not yet ready to stand. If you're already sharing your life with someone, don't assume that silence means distance, or that every misunderstanding carries lasting consequences. Honest conversations held with patience can dissolve tension that has quietly accumulated over time. Give yourself permission to address what truly matters without letting emotion overwhelm the discussion. From that calmer place, you'll be far more open to understanding one another and discovering a stronger sense of trust. At the same time, you may notice a growing willingness to take initiative where hesitation once held you back. Whether it's reaching out to someone meaningful, proposing a new idea, or finally acting on a project that's been waiting in the background, your confidence begins to feel steadier and more authentic. These actions don't arise from the need to prove yourself. They grow from a deeper belief that rejection no longer defines your value, allowing you to move with quiet conviction instead of fear. The atmosphere surrounding you today also carries the feeling of emotional renewal. Difficult seasons that once demanded all of your attention begin to loosen their grip, making room for new possibilities to emerge with surprising ease. As old emotional weight fades, you may become more aware of feelings that have remained hidden, whether they belong to you or to someone whose heart has been quietly changing. Rather than forcing answers, allow these revelations to unfold naturally, trusting that clarity often arrives in gentle waves instead of dramatic moments. The Strength card appears as a reminder that true power is rarely loud. It speaks of mastering your emotional world through patience, compassion, and steady self-awareness rather than control. The challenges you've overcome have shaped a quieter confidence, teaching you that resilience grows every time you choose understanding over reaction. What once felt like emotional burdens can now become the very experiences that deepen your wisdom and strengthen your trust in yourself. The Fool arrives not as an invitation to abandon caution, but as a symbol of stepping into unfamiliar territory with an open heart. A new chapter may be unfolding in your work, personal goals, or the direction you're choosing for your life. Yet its greatest gift lies in helping you release old identities that no longer fit who you've become. Instead of carrying the past forward, you're invited to meet the future with curiosity, allowing fresh opportunities and meaningful connections to reveal themselves at their own pace. The Ace of Wands brings a quiet spark of creative energy that has the potential to grow into something lasting. An idea, business venture, or professional opportunity may begin taking shape, not through sudden luck, but because your preparation is finally meeting the right moment. Every thoughtful decision you make now strengthens the foundation beneath your ambitions, turning inspiration into steady progress. As your confidence deepens, you'll discover that your greatest achievements are built not only through passion, but through patience, clarity, and the courage to nurture what truly matters. The Magician appears today as a reminder that your greatest influence begins within. Scorpio, you already possess many of the qualities needed to shape the direction of your life: clear perception, emotional resilience, determination, and the ability to recognize opportunities that others often overlook. This card suggests that your thoughts, intentions, and actions are beginning to align more naturally, allowing ideas that once felt distant to become increasingly achievable. Rather than trying to force outcomes, focus your attention on what genuinely reflects your values, because your greatest progress comes when purpose and intention move together. You may also notice that an important connection in your life is entering a new phase of understanding. Sometimes this appears as a meaningful conversation, while other times it arrives through subtle changes in someone's behavior that reveal emotions previously left unspoken. Whether this relationship is romantic, personal, or deeply significant in another way, the invitation is the same. Remain honest with yourself before seeking certainty from anyone else. The more grounded you become within your own emotional truth, the easier it becomes to recognize relationships that naturally support your growth. The Lovers reminds you that meaningful relationships are built through conscious choices rather than perfect circumstances. Someone may be finding the courage to express feelings they have quietly carried for some time, or perhaps you're beginning to understand your own heart with greater clarity than before. Whatever form this energy takes, allow trust to develop gradually instead of rushing toward conclusions. Every genuine connection asks for openness, patience, and the willingness to let vulnerability become a source of strength rather than fear. Turning toward your health, today offers a valuable opportunity to pay attention to the quiet messages your body may have been sending. If it's been quite some time since your last routine checkup or basic health screening, consider this a gentle reminder rather than a reason for concern. Small imbalances often become easier to address when noticed early, whether they're related to nutrition, energy levels, or ongoing physical discomfort. Emotional tension can sometimes settle into the body in subtle ways, so caring for your physical well-being is also a meaningful way of supporting your emotional balance. If you've already been experiencing persistent symptoms, especially anything involving digestion or overall vitality, don't ignore them simply because life feels busy. Seeking professional advice isn't a sign of weakness, it's an act of self-respect and long-term wisdom. You may find that the right guidance or supportive expert appears at the right time, helping you move forward with greater confidence. Let awareness rather than fear guide the decisions you make about your health. In your professional life, the overall atmosphere feels stable, even if you're quietly questioning your current direction. If you're satisfied with your work, this can be a productive period for strengthening your skills and laying the groundwork for future opportunities. If you're considering a career change, resist the urge to rush the process. Careful preparation, thoughtful planning, and patience are likely to serve you better than impulsive decisions, allowing each step to build naturally upon the last. This is also a favorable time to be intentional with your resources. Saving consistently, researching future investments, or preparing for opportunities that haven't fully appeared yet may prove more valuable than seeking immediate rewards. Appreciating the progress you've already made helps create the mindset needed for sustainable success, while overlooking it can make even meaningful achievements feel smaller than they truly are. Continue developing your abilities with steady confidence, knowing that lasting progress often grows quietly before it becomes visible. If you're currently searching for work or hoping to transition into a role that better reflects your abilities, your persistence continues to matter. Every conversation, new skill, or thoughtful application contributes to a larger process that may be unfolding behind the scenes. Maintain a calm perspective, avoid unnecessary stress where possible, and trust that consistent effort creates opportunities that are better aligned with your long-term goals than quick but temporary solutions. Financially, today's energy encourages careful expansion rather than dramatic leaps. The challenges you've already overcome have strengthened your judgment, making you better equipped to recognize opportunities with genuine long-term potential. A creative idea, collaborative project, or professional opportunity may gradually develop into a meaningful source of income, not because fortune appears overnight, but because your preparation is finally meeting the right circumstances. As old fears surrounding limitation begin to lose their influence, you may find yourself making financial decisions with greater confidence and clarity. Continue looking for practical opportunities to grow your resources while remaining open to unexpected support, insightful conversations, or timely partnerships that naturally strengthen your foundation. The most meaningful prosperity now comes through thoughtful choices, disciplined action, and the quiet confidence that you've learned how to build something lasting instead of simply chasing quick results. Financial confidence begins to grow when your choices reflect what genuinely matters to you, rather than what simply appears rewarding in the moment. As you invest your time and energy in work that aligns with your values and long-term vision, practical opportunities may begin to reveal themselves more naturally. Instead of feeling like fortunate coincidences, they may seem like the quiet result of seeds you've been planting for some time. Challenges that once seemed like constant obstacles can gradually become valuable lessons, strengthening both your resources and your sense of purpose. Looking back, you may even realize that certain setbacks redirected you toward paths that were ultimately better suited to your growth. Continue building with patience, trusting that meaningful progress often develops quietly before it becomes visible, much like roots deepening beneath the surface, long before new branches appear. Remain open to fresh approaches instead of relying only on familiar routines. A new perspective, an unexpected collaboration, or a creative solution may offer more lasting value than repeating methods that no longer inspire you. You may notice that the answers you've been searching for don't necessarily arrive through dramatic breakthroughs, but through subtle shifts in the way you approach familiar situations. This isn't about taking reckless risks. It's about recognizing when growth asks you to adapt instead of holding tightly to what has already run its course. The confidence you cultivate today becomes the foundation for the success you'll continue building over time, encouraging you to trust your ability to evolve without losing sight of who you truly are. When it comes to love, today's energy invites awareness rather than worry. If you're in a long-term relationship, you and your partner may both have good intentions, yet certain conversations or shared plans could easily be misunderstood if left unexplored. Small assumptions have a way of growing larger when they remain unspoken, even between people who genuinely care about one another. Rather than assuming you already know what the other person means, create space for open dialogue. Honest communication has a way of dissolving tension before it grows into unnecessary distance, especially when both people feel heard without being judged. Sometimes the greatest act of love is not having all the answers, but being willing to listen with an open heart. You may also discover that someone close to you has been carrying thoughts or feelings they haven't yet found the right words to express. Listening with patience can reveal far more than reacting too quickly, especially when emotions have been quietly building beneath the surface for some time. Releasing old disappointments or expectations allows your relationship to evolve without asking either of you to remain trapped in previous chapters. Love deepens not because everything becomes perfect, but because both people choose understanding over defensiveness. That willingness to soften, even in moments of uncertainty, often becomes the bridge that reconnects two hearts. If you're currently single, move gently with any new connection that begins to capture your attention. Someone may still be healing from a previous relationship, or perhaps you're carrying emotions that deserve a little more time before a new chapter fully unfolds. Emotional availability cannot be hurried, and genuine compatibility reveals itself through consistency rather than intensity. The strongest connections are rarely built in a single moment of excitement. They grow through repeated moments of trust, respect, and emotional safety. Give relationships the freedom to develop at their own pace, allowing trust to become the strongest foundation instead of immediate attraction alone. Within your family life, your growing emotional clarity naturally influences the people around you. As you become more grounded in yourself, conversations may begin to feel warmer, more sincere, and less burdened by old misunderstandings. Long-standing tensions can gradually soften when compassion is allowed to stand beside honesty, creating room for perspectives that may not have been possible before. Healing often begins with one person choosing to respond differently, and today, you may quietly become that person. Even small gestures of patience or understanding can create a ripple effect that reaches far beyond a single conversation. Sharing your experiences and listening without rushing to solve every problem creates space for stronger connections to grow. Family members may offer encouragement or unexpected support just when it's needed most, reminding you that strength doesn't always mean carrying everything alone. You may also find comfort in realizing that those closest to you appreciate your openness more than your perfection. While your independence remains important, this period highlights the quiet beauty of allowing relationships to evolve alongside your own personal growth. As you continue changing, the people who genuinely care for you may naturally begin growing in new ways alongside you. Your overall energy today is steady rather than overwhelming, making this an ideal time to move with intention instead of urgency. There is still much to learn through the experiences unfolding around you, but every lesson becomes easier to absorb when approached with patience and a calm mind. Rather than trying to accomplish everything at once, focus on the next meaningful step in front of you. The symbolism surrounding today favors quiet endurance, suggesting that lasting progress is built one thoughtful choice at a time, rather than through dramatic leaps. Consistency may not always feel exciting, but it often becomes the quiet force behind your greatest achievements. One of your greatest strengths is your willingness to support others, and that generosity continues to leave a meaningful impression on the people you encounter. At the same time, be mindful of spending too much energy analyzing every possibility or remaining attached to people who repeatedly distract you from your deeper priorities. Not every invitation deserves your attention, and not every distraction deserves your emotional investment. Some decisions deserve thoughtful reflection, but eventually they also require peaceful action. Trust yourself enough to recognize where your time and emotional energy are truly valued, allowing your generosity to flow toward relationships and goals that genuinely nourish you in return. Your physical well-being also benefits from moderation today. Paying attention to your diet, particularly by avoiding excess salt or overly rich foods, may help you feel more balanced and energized throughout the day. Just as emotional balance is created through small daily habits, physical wellness is often shaped by consistent choices rather than dramatic changes. Small daily decisions often create the greatest long-term improvements, reminding you that caring for yourself is rarely about perfection. It is about consistency. Treat your body with the same patience and compassion that you're learning to extend toward your own emotional journey. For those who are studying or developing new skills, patience remains one of your greatest allies. If certain ideas feel difficult to understand, don't mistake temporary confusion for failure. Learning rarely follows a perfectly straight path, and moments of uncertainty often become the foundation for deeper understanding later on. Build upon what you already know, allow your confidence to grow naturally, and trust that understanding often arrives gradually through steady practice. Every meaningful accomplishment begins with a willingness to continue learning, even when progress feels slow, because persistence quietly transforms uncertainty into mastery over time. Today's energies also suggest harmonious interactions with a few particular personalities, especially those whose calm perspective, emotional intelligence, or practical outlook naturally complements your own. Rather than focusing on labels alone, pay attention to the people who leave you feeling understood, grounded, and encouraged after you've spent time together. These are often the relationships that help you reconnect with your own center instead of pulling you away from it. Those connections are likely to offer the greatest support as this new chapter continues to unfold. As you move through today, you may notice especially supportive interactions with three different kinds of personalities. Cancer brings warmth, emotional ease, and the kind of conversations that remind you not every meaningful moment has to be serious. Whether you're talking about family, shared memories, everyday life, or simply enjoying each other's company, laughter may arrive more naturally than expected, offering a welcome sense of relief and connection. Their gentle presence can help you set aside emotional tension for a while, reminding you that joy is also an important part of healing. Capricorn offers a different kind of balance. Their steady perspective may help you approach important decisions with greater clarity, especially if something unexpected requires your attention. Instead of feeling pressured by last-minute changes, you may discover that staying calm allows practical solutions to appear more easily. They often encourage you to see situations from a more grounded perspective, making it easier to distinguish what truly deserves your energy. Sometimes the best choices are made not through urgency, but through quiet confidence. With Gemini, the energy feels lighter and more neutral. Conversations may flow effortlessly, daily routines can unfold without unnecessary tension, and if you happen to share a home or workspace with someone under this sign, cooperation is likely to feel natural and uncomplicated. While the day may not be especially dramatic, there is value in peaceful moments. A calm day often creates the space needed for deeper healing, reminding you that stability can be just as meaningful as excitement. In many ways, these quieter interactions give your mind the opportunity to rest before embracing the next stage of your journey. Scorpio, this brings today's reading to a gentle pause, and I want to sincerely thank you for sharing this time with me. I hope these reflections have offered encouragement, fresh perspective, or simply a quiet reminder to trust your own inner wisdom as you continue moving through this season of change. Every message shared here is meant to inspire thoughtful reflection rather than certainty, allowing you to discover the meaning that feels most authentic to your own experience. Remember that astrology is at its most meaningful when it inspires awareness rather than certainty, and ultimately, your choices remain the greatest influence on the path ahead. If today's reading resonated with you or brought you a sense of comfort, I'd truly appreciate your support by leaving a like. It helps these messages reach others who may also be looking for a little clarity or encouragement. Every gesture of support allows this community to continue growing through kindness, curiosity, and shared reflection. If you'd like to continue exploring future readings together, you're warmly invited to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss what's ahead. Thank you once again for bringing your thoughtful energy to this space. Your willingness to pause, reflect, and explore these symbolic messages is part of what makes this community so meaningful. Wishing you a peaceful July 18, 2026, filled with quiet confidence, meaningful connections, and the steady assurance that every small step taken with intention is helping shape the life you're becoming.